This is my August update for the Beauty A to Z project pan. I'm using all single shadows this year. I have 26 single shadows, one for every letter of the alphabet. I roll them in randomly, use them 5 times, and then roll them out. Then I use a random number generator to tell me which shade I'm rolling in next. I'm going to show you all of the single shadows that I have used within the past month, do some swatches for you, and tell you which ones are rolling out. If you like panning projects and this sounds fun to you, then stick around. Hi, I'm Andi. Welcome or welcome back. I'm really happy that you're here. The Beauty A to Z Project Pan is a Fantastic Ladies collab, and it was created by Jessica and Amanda. And I will have them linked in the description box below, as well as a link to the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group. This might be my best month that I've had since I started this project in January. I'm only going to show you the shades that I have actual progress on. I had to go get an empty palette because when I take them out, I need to put them in something, the ones that are rolling out. So starting with the letter C, I have the shade Coin, and this is a ColourPop shade from the Lucky Penny palette. This was just rolled in last month, and I got all 5 uses, you guys. All 5 uses within the last month. Very happy about that. I used my singles a lot. I used them a lot this past month. For the letter D, I have the shade Dream Big, and this is a Sydney Grace shadow. And again, all 5 uses. All 5 uses this month. This is a very plummy brown, and I don't know if you remember last update, it doesn't swatch well. I have several of the Sydney Grace that don't swatch well, but it performed beautifully on the eyes. It looks brown next to this Coin, but it is definitely a plummy brown. It has a little bit of plum to it, and I was able to use it with purpley shades and as well as brown shades. Next up for the letter E, I have the shade Earthshine, and this is a ColourPop single. This was in It's My Pleasure, I believe. It was in the It's My Pleasure, but I bought this as a single. And you guys, I'm decluttering it. It is pretty. It is not impactful. It is not as impactful as it once was. And I have other shades, other singles. It's very pretty, but it's not. I have other singles that are this shade that I will reach for way more often than I will reach for this. So this one is actually getting decluttered, like completely decluttered. I used to love that shade. I loved that shade. It has gotten dry, and while it still performs as a swatch, when I put it on my lids, it is just it doesn't have any impact to it. It's not shiny and beautiful. So yeah, that one is leaving my collection. The next shade is for the letter H, and that is the shade Home Slice. And this is from the main Squeeze palette. This is another one that's getting decluttered from my collection. I don't wear shades like that. I just don't. The main Squeeze palette is not my favorite color story to begin with. That is a bright, like melon shade, and I'm just not here for it. I'm not a big red fan, and while I do have some red shimmers that I will wear, I'm not going to wear this. If I do a BYOP, I'm not going to put this shade in it. I'm telling you right now, it's not happening. So I am going to declutter that. And if I need a shade like this, I have a couple of palettes that have very similar shades in it. So I don't like it. I'm going to declutter it. For the letter I have the shade Ice Phantom, and this is a Devinah shadow. It is gorgeous. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. I rolled this in back in May. I had 1 use in May. I had 2 uses in June, and I had 2 more uses in July. So this has reached its 5 uses, and it's rolling out. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty, you guys. It's so pretty. Next up for the letter L, I have the shade Lunar, and this is from the High Tide palette from ColourPop. It is a beautiful teal aqua ocean palette. I love this palette. I don't wear shades like this often, but I do love them. I do love to look at them, but I do love them. And the High Tide had such a great formula. Lunar was rolled in January. So this is one of the original shades that was rolled in for this project. I didn't use it until April, and I used it twice in April. I used it twice in May, and then I used it once in July. So this has reached its 5 uses. It is rolling out. The next shadow is for the letter M, and that is Moth to a Flame. And this is a Looksy shadow. This was rolled in back in April. I had 2 uses in April, 1 use in May, 1 use in June, and 2 uses in July. So yes, do the math. That is 6 uses. I thought I still had 1 more use to go, so I used it. Nope, it was already rolled out. So that is rolling out. Love it. In June, for the letter O, I rolled in the shade OMG. I knew this was going to be an easy shade for me to use. I used it 3 times in June, and I used it twice in July, and this is also rolling out. It's so pretty. You guys, I haven't been swatching. What the heck? Okay. Back up. I just did swatch OMG. It's just a really dark mauve-y shimmer. That is the shade Lunar, and that is the shade Moth to a Flame. So very orangey, very gold, flippy number, and it's very pretty, but I am really happy to have that rolled out. And I'm really happy to have the OMG rolled out as well. The OMG is from the Orchid You Not palette. I've had several shades in here from the Orchid You Not. So it's kind of funny how the random generator brings multiple shades from one palette. So just for example, Free Floatin' and Lunar that I just rolled out and Urchin are all from the High Tide palette. And with the number of singles that I have after depotting my ColourPop palettes, it's just kind of funny statistically how multiple shades from one palette roll in. All right, for the letter P, we have the shade Palm Palm. Yes, you guys, I used this. It is so pretty. This is from the Lush Life palette. I knew it. I couldn't think of it. And it is so pretty. It is such a pretty green. And I did a green look. Last month. By the way, stay tuned because after we draw our shades, before we come back, so I can show you, I do a little montage of some of the looks that I did using these singles. But using this was amazing. What palette did I use it with? I used it with the Rick and Morty, the Glam Light Rick and Morty. I used the greens in that. And it has its own beautiful chartreuse shade, but it was the perfect opportunity for me to get some use on that. For the letter R, I have the shade Rebloom, also from the Orchid You Not palette. This is a beautiful light shimmer, and I enjoyed using this, and it just came in last month, but I've only used it 3 times. That is what it looks like. It's very pretty. I loved using it. I really did enjoy that, but I still have 2 uses to go before it can roll out. For the letter S, I have the shade Slated, and this is from the That's Taupe palette, and it is beautiful. It's so pretty. That is one of my favorite ColourPop palettes. It is just a very light, cool-toned shimmer. You can't even see it. It's the same color as my skin. Since I've got some color on my body right now. It's the same color as my skin, but it is such a beautiful, beautiful shade. That was brought in June. I used it 3 times in June, and I've used it twice in July. So this is also rolling out. For the letter T, I have the shade Truth Hurts, and this is from the Give It To Me Straight palette from ColourPop. This, I knew when I rolled it in, was pretty much a gimme shade. It is pretty much the color of my skin. So it was a really good, like, lid setting transition shade. And I just rolled that in last month, right? I did. I just rolled it in last month. I got all 5 uses within the last month. So this is rolling out. Matter of fact, this and the coin worked so well together. So that's how I got all my uses on those. For the letter V, I have the Copacetic shade Verdure. It is just a really pretty green shimmer. This was an OG brought in January, and it has taken a minute, you guys. It has taken a minute. So I used it once in January. I used it once in March because I used it for my St. Patrick's Day look. I used it once in April, and I used it in June, and I used it in July when I did that green look. And so I have 4 uses. I have 4 uses. I have one more use to go before that can roll out. It's a really pretty shimmer. I enjoyed it. I'm not a green person. I just don't do a lot of green. For the letter X, because I don't have any shades that start with X, I got creative. And if it has an X in it, it's in the X category. And this is the shade Roses Remix. This is a Give Me Glow shimmer, and it is stunning, absolutely beautiful. I brought this in. This was rolled in May. I used it once in June. And you guys, I used it 5 times in July. 5 times in July. So that is what it looks like. It looks like liquid metal. It is absolutely stunning. So this one is rolling out because I only needed 4 more uses, but I used it 5 times. I used it 6 times altogether. And then lastly, for the letter Z, again, just like X, I don't have anything. I might have a couple of shades, but if it had a Z in it, it went into the Z column. And this is the shade Buzzed. And this is from the ColourPop Wannabe palette. And this has been in for a while. How long has this been in? Since April. This one has been in since April. I used it twice in May, once in June, and twice in July. And I used it with the Coin and the Truth Hurts. And that is what it looks like. It looks like a yellow, but it's quite orange. So this shade, and this shade, and this shade all worked very well together. The Moth to a Flame, they all worked very, very well together. That one's rolling out. So we have 12 rollouts, you guys. 12 rollouts. All of these shades are rolling out. This is exciting. I don't think I've ever had that many rollouts. So it's looking a little sparse, but if you look and see what are left, a lot of greens and blues. This and this. The Verdure only need 1 more, but this and this, this, and this, and this are all greens and blues or teals. So I need to get crack-a-lackin' on those while it's still summer, and I can create some bright, colorful looks. You guys, am I going to do that? Maybe. I have done a couple of brighter looks this past month, so can a zebra change its stripes? Maybe for a minute. Maybe for a minute. Have my screen record on. I have my random number generator up, how this works. If you're new, I have all of my single shadows separated by category, by letter, an A column, a B column, and so on. So each column that I roll out, I go into my random number generator, I put in however many shadows are in that category, and I let it choose it for me. So for the letter C, we have quite a few. We have 23 that start with C. So I'm going to go in and do 1 through 23 and let it choose. Shade number 3 is Cassiopeia, and I'm pretty sure that that is a Sydney Grace, and it is beautiful. Yay for that. And then for the letter D, I have 13 Ds. So number 7. Number 7 is the shade Details. I don't know what that is, but I'm pretty sure that it's a ColourPop. Lots of ColourPops. Next up is the letter E, and remember, I rolled out and decluttered Earthshine. So I only have 8 shadows that start with E. So shade number 3, and that is called Eastern Rise. And I think that is also, I think that is a Sydney Grace. I think that is a Sydney Grace. And then for the letter H, we also only have 8 H's left. So we'll see what it is. Shade number 5 is called Hideaway. I'm pretty sure that that is, I'm pretty sure that that is a ColourPop. Now we have I, and I only have, let's see, I have 9. I have 9 that start with the letter I. Shade number 9 is called It's Paradise. Pretty sure that's ColourPop. Pretty sure it is. Next is for the letter L, and I only have 7 L's. Which you would think, I would think that I would have more than that because it's, I mean, L is a common letter, right? Shade number 3, Lavender Taupe. That is a Give Me Glow matte, I believe. I believe it's a matte, but it's beautiful, and I'm gonna love using it. For the letter M, I have 18 that start with M. Number 6. Number 6 is, Number 6 is Mermaid Waters, and I have that already in a project, so I'm going to re-roll. It's already in a project. No, I'm not going to double dip. It's already in a project. Let's see what else. Oh, it's so beautiful, though. Shade number 4 is called Maple Old Fashioned. That is a copacetic, and that is a brown shimmer, I believe. Not good for summer, but still, it's a very pretty shade. Maple Old Fashioned. It might be orange. You guys, I don't know. Why am I contemplating it right now? Next up is for the letter O. And we have 9. Shade number 8 is called Online. And I think that is, I'm pretty sure that that is a ColourPop, and I'm pretty sure it's purple because I think it's from the Lavish, but I could be wrong. Next up is the letter S, and I have 36. 36 shadows that start with the letter S. 23. Shade number 23 is Start Somewhere. Oh, that's pretty. That is a brand new shade from Sydney Grace. For the letter T, I have 20. And let's see what we get. 18. Oh, I have it spelled wrong, but it is called Tucana. And that is a new to me Devinah shade. I'm excited. I am very excited. We have 2 more for the letter X. I only have 5 more shades with the letter X in them. Obviously, I have nothing that starts with X. So 5, 1 through 5. And that is 2, and that is called Firefox. That is also a new to me. That is also a new to me Sydney Grace shade. All of these new shades that I have will be showed in my empties, which comes out on the 5th-ish. And I show everything that leaves my collection and everything that comes into my collection. And I did buy some Sydney Grace during the Christmas in July, and I bought some Devinah during her 4th of July sale. The last one is for the letter Z, and there are 10 that start, no, there are 10 with Z's in them. There's only a couple that actually start with Z. So 1 through 10. Number 8, and that is called Silent Blizzard. And that is either, no, Midnight Waltz. Midnight Waltz is number 8. And I don't know what that is, but I think it might be Sydney Grace. Midnight Waltz. I have no idea. We'll find out together. You guys, I'm going to go and have the long journey of searching for all of these shades. And then we'll come back, we'll discuss. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we are back. It took forever. Okay, first, before we go any further, the D, it was called Details, and that was from the Butter Me Up ColourPop palette. I decluttered that, and I didn't take it out of my list. I took everything else out of my list. I did not take that out of my list. So I did re-roll off camera. Wasn't going to start the camera, do all that, and take up more of your time. So I will put a screenshot of the number that it chose. Not that you know that I'm not telling a big old fib, but you just have to trust me. You just have to trust me. For the letter C was Sydney Grace Cassiopeia, and that is such a beautiful, beautiful shade. I'm excited about this. It is just another one that doesn't freaking swatch well. What is up with Sydney Grace? Because they perform like magic on the eyes. There we go. It's just a really light, almost like a grayish, a light taupe, a grayish type of shade. Happy about that. By the way, this whole color story, fall. It's all fall except for maybe one. But it could also be moody fall as well. So there's going to be a lot of moody fall looks going on in August. And I'm not here for that. I'm a summer person. I'm one of the few that doesn't want pumpkin patch season to be here yet. I do love pumpkin patch season. Give me some time with my summer. Give me some time with my heat and humidity, and let me enjoy my summer, please. Please. I'm begging you. I just need it. Okay. So here's the deal. Side note, here's the deal. Here in Ohio, if you are around Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky, whatever, we get a very short summer. We get a very short period of time where we can enjoy things. Our spring doesn't start until late April. And this past year, at the end of May, I was wearing a hoodie to the street fair that we went to. So, usually by my birthday, which is in the end of April, it's usually nice and warm. Our spring is so short. Our summer is relatively short compared to people who live in a warmer climate. Our winter lasts 6 freaking months. So while I do love fall, I don't want it to come yet. I want to enjoy, I want to stretch it out. I want to enjoy my summer a little bit more before our 5 minutes of fall comes and goes, and then I have 6 months of winter, because I am not a winter person. I hate the winter. I don't like being cold. I don't like the snow. I don't like the ice. I don't like wearing a coat. I hate driving in a coat. But some days you don't have a choice. Otherwise you'll freeze to death. So that is my thing. I do love fall, but our fall is 5 minutes long, and I'm not ready for that yet. So moving on. For the letter D, I told you details. It's no more. But I wrote in the shade Dreamsicle from Makeup Geek. And, oh, I'm swatching the wrong hand. And I just had a shade very similar to this into my deck of panning. So, it's orange. It's not as bright orange as the coin, but it is orange. For the letter E is the Sydney Grace shade Eastern Rise. It's very similar to the one that just rolled out. It's a little bit more brown though. Oh, and it swatches beautifully. Yes. See those that fall? Stand by, because it gets more fall as we go. I should say just as fall. For the letter F is a brand new shade to me from Sydney Grace, and it is called Firefox. I'm really happy to see some Sydney Graces come in here and not as many color pops. And actually, like my copacetic shade that came in the Makeup Geek, because I do get a lot of color pops because of all of the palettes that I depotted. So this is the shade Firefox. Oh, that should be in with the X's, other than the fact that I don't have as many F's either. So maybe that's why I left it in there. That is so pretty. Oh. It looks very similar to Moth to a Flame that just rolled out, except for more beautiful. For the letter H, it picked the shade Hideaway. And this is ColourPop, and it is from the Lush Life palette. And it is a very pretty, warm shade. Those two will work really well together. But again, warm, 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 warm. For the letter I have the shade It's Paradise from the Lush Life palette. Same palette. And at first, I was kind of thinking that this was going to be too similar to the Pom Pom that's in here, the Bright Chartreuse. But this is more grungy. And they're from the same palette because it's from the Lush Life palette as well. So that's pretty. For the letter L, I am very, very excited about this shade. This is the shade Lavender Taupe, and this is from Give Me Glow. This is one of my favorite shades from them, and it is a beautiful lavender taupe. It's so pretty. And for fall, gloomy, gloomy, grungy, moody. This next one is from Copacetic, and this is called Maple Old Fashioned. I couldn't remember if it was an orange or if it was a brown. Molasses Swamp is the brown that I was thinking of. So this is a shimmer, but it's not a really impactful shimmer, but it is pretty. And you can see as that shimmer, it will work really well with this guy, Dreamsicle, up here. Can we go any more fall? We can. We can and we will. Next for the letter O is the shade Online. And I knew this was going to be a purple. This is from the Lavish palette from ColourPop. It's one of the larger ColourPop pans. You can see the difference. So it is very pretty. And so unlike the rest of these, there we go. It's a dark periwinkle, and that's very pretty. For the letter S is a brand new Sydney Grace shade to me called Start Somewhere, and it is beautiful. It is a like light mauve shimmer. Oh, it's so pretty. I actually ordered 2 of these accidentally, and that's what it looks like. And then for the letter T, we have the shade Tucana, and that is from Devinah. And, oh, it's so pretty. Now, when I look at it, it is a yellow gold. Yellow gold. It is beautiful. Yes, I have swatched it. It's brand new. I just got it in her sale. And I'm seeing yellow gold, and you are not. You are seeing like there's some purple in there. There's some silver in there. There's all kinds of different shades in there. So that is beautiful, and I'm very excited to have it. And then finally, oh, you guys, Firefox was rolled in for X, not for F, X. So I actually did put it in the X column. Okay, whatever. For the final shade is Midnight Waltz, and that is from Makeup Geek as well. And it is very dark and moody. Very, very dark and moody. It is a dark, like a charcoal, not quite black, but it is a dark charcoal. So those are all the roll-ins for August. And you can see I am really, really setting myself up for fall. Let me get them in their new home, and I'll come back with a complete August color story. Okay, this is our new color story. So I can see some more summer shades that I can use before we completely transition over to fall. Because even this Gifts Galore that came in last month is a very fall, very grungy, very moody shade, which is beautiful. I can't wait to wear it. But that bright orange, I can wear that definitely for summer. This is for summer. I could still wear, I have 2 red shimmers in here. This is a redder, this is a more cool red, this is a warm red, that have no use on them at all. The Urchin, this only needs 1 more use. So there are some summery shades in here that I can get out. This Quiver, which I have not used at all, but it's very, very pretty. So I'm going to spend August trying to get some of these summer shades rolled out, and then that way I can concentrate on those fall shades in the fall. Let me know what you think of the new color story. Are you working on any shadows of your own? Let me know down in the comments. Let's start a conversation. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. And until our next adventure, everyone have a great day, and we'll see you later.